Okay, hey guys. Um, Today I'm doing another Duolingo stream. Uh, if you were here for my last one, I explained why I'm using Duolingo. It's just to ease myself back into knowing things that I should know already, before I move on to other teaching materials. Um, Unfortunately, I was planning on doing more streams today of some other stuff, but I ended up feeling sick and woke up after noon, and so that plan is out the window. But I still want to get this stream in today, because I think it's really important to stick with it, learning a language every day. Um, and the other stuff is a little less important right now to me. So I'm gonna try to wake up early Thursday to do a stream in the morning because I missed out on doing them today. Um, and I'm planning on streaming for probably about 40 to 50 minutes today. So I was trying to think. I thought I had something else to announce, but I don't think I do. So yeah, if this is your first time here, I'm Flynn. I am attempting to gain a VTuber body, and I focus on self-improvement streams and with some gaming mixed in. So let's see. I think we have to do one level of each before we can move on. So, and our goal is to get to time. Once we get to time, then I'm going to try to figure out what we will do for learning this from here on. So, if you don't know much about Duolingo, you can go in here in these lessons and figure out. I went over this yesterday. That's in the previous video that's on my channel, or the VOD of yesterday's stream. So I'm going to get started with hiragana 4. Which one of these is fruit? Kudamono is fruit. Yes, yeah,
果物
kudamono. Kudamono. Oh, I don't have any audio. Denwa is phone.
電話
Denwa. Denwa.
電話
Denwa. And like I said yesterday, pronunciation in Japanese is very important because there are some words that have have the same spelling,
電話
but they use different pitch accents, so they end up being different words. So getting pronunciation is very important. Da.
だ
This is T becomes D with these lines. So this would be do.
と
This is te into de. So de.
で
S becomes G. So se becomes ge.
ぜ
Ooh,
ぜ
no, I'm wrong. Oh. Okay, okay. Yeah, I was wrong. Yeah, this is ze, and so S becomes Z. I was a little messed up there. Ge become this is ke, so K sounds become ge sounds.
げ
Ge
果物
kudamono, fruit. Kudamono. De
で
za. So I need to find an S. So this is sa becomes za.
ざ
Do, and do is
と
T. So to becomes do. Go, that's from ko. So K becomes G. So ko
ご
becomes go with those lines. I promise I'll memorize the actual name of the lines later. I know they have a name, but da,
果物
kudamono.
果物
Okay. Means fruit. Okay. Not actually a big fruit eater. Bananas actually make me sick to my stomach, but I don't think I'm allergic to them. Like raw fruit just does not settle well with me at all.
B.
B. So he becomes B. H sounds become B sounds. B. Cab. Ha. This is ha normally, so pa. Ka.
カバン
Kaban. Huh. That was interesting how to pronounce that. Kaban is bag. Okay.
B. B.
B.
B. 弁当
Bento. Boxed lunch.
弁
Bento.
当弁当弁当
Bento. Excuse me for a second. I can't see my chat box. Here we go. So match the pairs. Ba. See this one can trip you up. This has two lines. Here there's a line through the middle, one on the top. I don't remember what this one is normally. I think it's boo. No, that would be this one.
Bo.
Bull. Oh right, because this is ho. Normally, so bull. Ho and ha look very different. I mean, very similar to each other. Ho and ha, hiragana, are ones that a lot of people mess up on, including myself, because they look very similar. So ba.
Ba.
This is bu. Or no, be, because this is he. So be.
Be.
Bu.
Bu.
Be.
カバン
Kaban. Bag. The pairs. Be.
Be. Bu.
Bu.
Be.
Be. Bo.
Bo.
Ba.
弁当
Bento. So be n to u.
弁当
Bento.
Tempura.
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 Tempura is tasty. Tempura.
鉛筆鉛筆鉛筆
Impitsu is pencil. Impitsu.
鉛筆
Impitsu. It's one of those ones where tsu is different than su. Tsu. 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 And su. It's really hard to pronounce those differently. So
Pa.
Pa. Po.
Po.
P.
Pe.
Ah. Yeah. This one's up. P.
P.
Pe.
Pe.
Pu.
鉛筆
Impitsu.
鉛筆
So P.
P. Pu.
Pu. Pe.
Pe.
Po. Ah.
Pa.
Pa. Po. Where those little circles make everything a P sound. Everything becomes a P sound with those circles.
Q.
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 And this may seem a bit repetitive and a little, it may drone on a while, but The reason why I wanted to stream this kind of stuff is because I felt like having someone else there with you doing it encourages people to stick with what they're doing to learn these languages, right? Because doing it all alone can
今日
be kyo.
今日
That's today. Kyo is today. Doing it all alone
お茶
can be really hard. So I didn't want people to have to do it all by themselves, like I originally tried. And you guys help me too, because it means that I don't have to do it on my own by putting this stuff out there, you know? So,
お茶
ocha. I don't like that it does it when you just hover over it. Ocha is tea. Actually, cha is tea,
お
but
茶お茶
a lot of the times you put o in front of words in Japanese to like give them more respect or something. This is something I'm going to have to learn along with you guys. Like putting o in front of like they say osake a lot. Like it gives something respect, I think, is what that means. But we'll have to learn that together. 'Cause cha is tea as well, but they put
Ocha.
ocha. They say ocha because tea is important. I think.
今日
I think that's why they do that. Kyo.
今日
I could be wrong, but yeah, that's what I remember hearing. Cha.
ちや
Nope. That's chi. Chi, yeah. You see this? This one is big. That means these are two separate characters. But if it's a small one, you combine them together into one character. So it would be cha.
茶 ちや
Chia, cha. The cha is the correct answer here. So, gi.
Gi.
Q. Because it's ki, you. And this one's a small one, so it combines. So Q.
きゅ
Ba.
Ba.
Cha.
茶
Kyo.
きょ
Kyo. Ge.
げ
Kyo.
きょ
Cha.
きゅ
Q.
ぎ
Gi. Q.
きょ
That's kyo.
Q.
Yeah, this is you. Okay. Oops. One of these is school. Gak. Gakko. Gakko. Gakko, I think is how you say it. Because remember, this tiny tsu right here extends this first syllable, right? So you have to say gakko,
学校
gakko. You put a space in between those two. Gakko, gakko, gakko,
納豆
natto. See, there's that space there. Natto.
カバン
See, in kaban, there's none, so you just say them all together. But in these two words, they have that su there. So school is
学校
gakko. And these is fermented soybeans, and that would be natto. So natto. See, I said it wrong the first time. I said it as one word. Natto,
納豆
natto,
学校
gakko,
ひらがな
hiragana,
切符
kippu. I want to say this is ticket. Kippu, kippu,
ひらがな
hiragana. See, hiragana.
ひらがな、
Kipu, kipu,
切符、
kipu, kipu,
き、
do. Ooh. Yeah, it's pe. Oh.
ぺ、
Ji,
じ、
do.
納豆、納豆、
Natto. 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 Oh, I should have put fermented there.
納豆、
I've never actually had natto before. Natto. Okay, so let's go into tips because this is different. So saying thank you. There's a lot of ways to do this in Japanese. The general rule is the longer the phrase is, the more formal and stuffy it is. Domo is used like when you're homies, like when you're really friendly with people. Arigato is to be used mostly with friends, from what I understand. Domo arigato, like combining them, is slightly more distant, like with like random people sometimes. I think Japanese are actually slightly more casual than this, even though it says just with friends. But usually, you want to err on the safe side until you understand like how the person is. Like this is super casual. Don't do this to like don't say domo to people that like you have no idea who they are. At least from my understanding. The general thing that I've seen is on the safe side. Just be on the safe side. Like be formal until they tell you it's okay not to be. Because learning this stuff, and there's a lot of it, involves like just sticking yourself in their culture for a long time and then knowing how to respect people's personal space when talking to them. It's really complicated and it is really scary to deal with, especially if you're not like an extrovert. If you already have trouble with social interactions, this stuff can be really hard. I mean, that's the case with every language, though, right? Like, we're getting off on a bit of a tangent, but you have to have a slight understanding, at least, of the culture to be able to properly communicate with people without offending them, and that's the case with every language on the earth. So, remember that you're not just learning the mechanics of the language, you're learning the culture of the language as well. So I got off on a tangent, but domo is very casual. Arigato is slightly less casual, but still pretty casual. Domo arigato is less casual, but it's still casual. And then arigato gozaimasu is what you're going to use with strangers most of the time. And domo arigato gozaimasu. Domo arigato gozaimasu. So basically, you take all these phrases, and the more you combine them, the more formal it is, right? So you only actually have to memorize 3 things here, but you need to remember how to combine them in order to get something that's more formal and respectful. So, domo arigato, Domo arigato. Arigato gozaimasu. Domo arigato gozaimasu. Okay. Saying thank you for a past action. I'd like to thank someone for something they did in the past. Change the gozaimasu ending to gozaimashita. Now, we'll get into this in a future video probably, but past and future tenses are kind of weird in Japanese compared to how they are in English. They actually don't use future tense, I think, if I remember correctly. They might. I'm not sure actually. I don't remember this part, but I know with like plurals they don't use them, but I know with tenses it's slightly different than it is in English. So mas becomes mashta when it's in the past. Like mas is for stuff that's current, and mashta is stuff that they've already done. So you just do what you did before, but you change mas to mashta. So arigato gozaimashita. Thank you for what you did. Domo arigato gozaimashita. Okay. So we're gonna go back.
先生、
Sensei. Now this is one of the reasons why Duolingo is not very good. So do you see this? This is called kanji, and there are thousands of these. I believe they originate from ancient China, I think, and they are very context sensitive about where they're used. I want to say to read the Japanese newspaper like reasonably well, you have to know like 500 of them, I think. There's a lot. It's not like kana and like hiragana and katakana where there's just like 20 of them, like 20 or 30 of them, I think. Yeah, this is the part that even Japanese people struggle with this because, especially in the modern era, how you type kanji is, especially on your phone, is you put in hiragana, or if you're using an English keyboard, you just sound them out with the romaji, and then it converts it. And then once you've typed in the kana, it comes up with a recommendation list of what kanji you could use there, and what that could possibly be. And because they use the same sounds, they just don't mean the same thing. So it'll come up with a list of recommendations of what you can put in there, and that's how they manage typing so many characters without having all the keys, as the phone does it for them. So a lot of Japanese people actually can't write these very well, or they struggle with it because it's just so much to remember. Like remembering thousands of these is really hard. And Duolingo just drops them on you. Like it doesn't even have a lesson for it. It just drops them on you, and that's really bad. A lot of apps do that. That's why apps are pretty bad for learning Japanese usually. So this is sensei. So this is the kanji for sensei. It has a hiragana spelling, but they don't put it here for whatever reason.
先生、
So sensei,
先生、
sensei,
先生、
ありがとう。
arigato.
ありがとうございます。
Arigato gozaimasu. See, both of those were thank you. This one's way more formal. This one's sort of like someone that you don't know. So sensei matches with this hiragana. So sensei,
先生、
Now, this is another thing they do. They randomly put kanji that you haven't learned into these matching sections. And I don't know what this is. So it's probably this. Ga gakusei. So student, I
学
think.
生
Gakusei. Zo.
ぞ
Se.
べ
Be.
こんにちは。こんにちは。
Konnichiwa. So, hello. Hi is another one.
Ohayo.
Ohayo. So this one means good morning. Ohayo.
先生おはようございます
Sensei.
先生
Ohayo gozaimasu.
おはようございます
You had to add the gozaimasu on the end there to be more formal with your teacher.
先生
Sensei. Kyo.
きょ
Za. Ra.
ら
Gakusei.
学生先生おはようございます先
Sensei. Ohayo gozaimasu. Teacher, good morning.
おはようございます。おはよう
Ohayo.
ございます。
Ohayo gozaimasu. Good morning, but a little bit more formal. It's not very hard. Sensei.
先生、
Ohayo.
おはようございます。
That's pretty informal, but alright. Oh, I put good morning. It wants konnichiwa. My bad. My brain was stuck on the last exercise. Teacher, thank you. Okay. Let me make sure I don't zone out.
先生
Sensei, arigato
ありがとうござい
gozaimasu.
ます
先
Sensei,
生、
hello, it's konnichiwa. Oh.
こんにちは。
Okay, so I'm going to do one more lesson here, and then I'll probably stop for today because I didn't plan on streaming very long after I woke up at noon, so I'm sorry about that, but I don't have much time to be able to do this today, unfortunately. I'm going to have to get better about that. So katakana. There are two forms of kana in Japanese, and the reason why is because katakana are used for foreign words. Japanese actually has an insane amount of loan words, and most of them are from English. So it's kind of like how we have a lot of loan words from Spanish and French and German. It's because of how the history of Europe went and all that, and how all the intermingling of cultures. The languages picked up a lot of words that are used and even sometimes pronounced differently in different languages, but they're the same word. Japanese has a lot of this, especially modern Japanese. There are most modern words that only appeared in the modern era for Japanese are a lot of, are loan words. So they'll use katakana instead to signify that the word is not native to the language. And that was what I read about it. Now, I'm not an expert, but I think that's the only stuff they use this for. It's still very important to know because all the characters are very different than they are in hiragana. So see, this is a, e, o, or a, e, o, I, ri. See how different these are compared to the hiragana versions? Like that can you have to memorize both of these. So a, e, o, I, ri, ra, ka. It's funny they use butter here because uh, I don't think you use ra in the Japanese pronunciation of butter. Ka, me. For some reason, this one trips me up a lot. I don't know why. Ki, fu, ko, ma, shi, n, su, ta, ro, jo. And this right here is a really hard one to learn too, because this one extends the vowel sound, and depending on how people pronounce words, you might not pick this one up. From like, it might not be obvious that you have to use that. It's really important though. With the ductin, so the double lines, so ki would become gi. I think this is she, so it becomes z. Yeah, this one has 4 lines up here now because these are part of the kana, and these are just the ductins. Pa, so I think this one is ha, and p. I think this one is he, so it becomes p with the little circle. If you sound out the words below, using katakana, you might find some familiar words. Its pronunciation is a bit different than its English equivalent. Yes, this is basically what I was saying earlier. The Japanese sounds are still the same. Like, they still use the same sounds. They don't adopt any from any other language, but they approximate what the word would be. And we do the same thing with the romaji and for native Japanese words. Like, native Japanese words in English are not pronounced the same way as they are in Japanese. We can get close, but we can't get completely accurate. So, kamera is camera. So, kamera, camera. So, this one is America. America. That's America. Maria. 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 Africa. This one's really apparent that you can't pronounce this the same way. Africa. So, Africa. Me, Mexico. Mexico. I probably didn't pronounce that right, but Mexico. Mexico. France. 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 Erika. That one's pretty close. Erika. Mario. That one is pretty close too. Okay, so be careful. Not all words written in katakana are taken from English. Yeah, see, these are what I was talking about earlier, European languages. So, so the English, like the UK, the English people would be, this is where this word comes from, is igirisu. 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 And in Italian is Italia. On Roma. You extend this because this line right here. So Roma, Rome. And not all loan words in Japanese are directly equivalent to their English counterparts. And they don't use America to refer to the continent usually. They only really use it to refer to the U.S. But it's not the same for the U.K. They refer to the U.K. and England as Igirisu. So it's a little complicated, but it takes a long time to learn this anyway. So don't be discouraged by how long this takes to drill this in.
Ri.
Ri.
A.
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 A. Ka.
Ka.
Ra.
Ra. Remember, Ra is like, kind of looks like a 5 in hiragana, but in this it looks like this.
Ka.
Ka.
Ka. Me.
Me. Kamehameha. Okay. America.
アメリカ
Ra.
Ra.
Camera.
カメラ
A.
A.
Ri.
Ri.
Me.
Me. Ka.
Ka. I think I'll do one more today. So, go back to greetings.
願い
Negai. I don't know what this is. Negai. I think that's please. Or asking for something. Negai. There's another kanji. Look how complicated some of these get. And then imagine reading these with tiny font. That's the nightmare, right? Like reading these with tiny font where you can't see the lines. That's
よろしくよろしく
yoroshiku.
よろしく
So this is like when you first meet somebody. Like when you've never met them before. Yoroshiku. It's kind of hard to directly translate this.
よろしく
Treat me kindly. It kind of means take care of me. It's weird. That one has a lot of different meanings.
願い
That's one of the I think Yoroshikune is like the hardest thing to translate in the Japanese language, but it's like one of the most common phrases that they have. It's very difficult. Or it's something along those lines. I remember a couple weeks ago, or it might have been last week, I saw a clip from HoloLive of Noelle putting that into Google Translate, and she got something really clingy sounding. And she picked up on it and didn't send it, but to the person she was trying to talk to. But that one's one that a lot of people struggle with what it's supposed to be, because it has a billion different meanings in Japanese that all roll into one.
願い
Negai.
願い
There it's in kana.
どうもありがと
Domo
どうも
arigato. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah.
あ、おはようございます
Ohayou gozaimasu. Good morning. So Ohio. So Ji.
じ
Bu.
Bu.
Sensei.
学生
Oh, that's Gakusei. Yeah, right. This is Sensei. So this is like I think this is like the learning kanji. I think.
先生
Sensei. Negai
願い、
and gakusei.
学生、ごめんなさい。
Gomen nasai. Um,
あ、すみません。
sumimasen. Excuse me. So, sumimasen. Excuse me.
すみません。よろしくお願いします。
Yoroshiku onegai shimasu. So this is asking for something.
よろしくお願いします。
No. See, onegai shimasu is like, please do this, I think. But you put yoroshiku,
よろしくお願いします。
which means
よろしくお願いします。
nice to meet you or thank you in advance. So you'd put nice to meet you,
よろし
please
くお
do
願いしま
this.
す。
And that's why that's so hard to translate into English, because it doesn't make sense if you type that out in English at all. You're going to encounter a lot of things like this. We're together going to encounter a lot of things like this, and I'm going to get tripped up and not understand stuff, but that's okay. That's just part of it. Like, I'm not going to be right most of the time. And most of the stuff that I've been saying is stuff that I read about a long time ago, and I'm trying to recall from the back of my brain. So, yoroshiku onegai shimasu is
よろしくお願いします。
nice to meet you.
あ、すみません。
Sumimasen. So,
あ。
which just is It's just like, oh. Sumimasen.
すみません。
Excuse me.
どうぞよろしくお願いします。
Dozo yoroshiku onegai shimasu. This is a very, very formal way of saying nice to meet you.
すみません。
Excuse me? Okay, so
どう
domo
もあり
arigato
がとう ございます。
gozaimasu. Thank you very much. Sensei sumimasen. Like, sumimasen is excuse me too. So it covers both. That one's kind of similar, at least. Some people do say sorry instead of sumimasen, or excuse me in English.
先生、
Sensei
すみ
sumimasen.
ません。
All right, and I think that's enough for today. I did want to do more, but yeah, I'm sorry that I got up so late. I think I must have like slept wrong, or it was too cold or something, and so yeah, I didn't sleep very well, and I ended up not feeling great and getting up at noon. But I plan on streaming tomorrow because I couldn't stream as much as I wanted to today. Hopefully I wake up at a decent hour. I'm gonna try my hardest. I'll set my alarm and get up. Because I really want. I think especially with VTubers right now, and even if you're not interested in VTubers, if you're just trying to learn this because you like anime, or you want to further your career options, or you just want to learn a second language and you just decided on Japanese at a whim, I think it's important to have someone to study with so you don't feel like you're doing it all by yourself. And that's why I wanted to do these streams, because I studied by myself for a really long time a couple years ago, and I eventually just lost all interest in continuing because I didn't have anybody there. And so I don't want anyone to have to study this kind of stuff alone. And that's going to go in hand with all of the rest of the stuff we study on this channel. I want people to feel like they've got somebody that wants to learn with them by their side. So, yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I think we're going to get into the more interesting stuff next week when we leave Duolingo behind and get into whatever I figure out is next on this journey into Japanese. And then I'll really start learning stuff with you guys, because this is just like basic alphabet style stuff that we're learning, not the complicated and interesting parts. Because Japanese has a lot of really really cool stuff in it that I have probably both forgotten and either overlooked or whatever. And hopefully by the end of this, however long this takes, we're all fluent in it and can speak in it, and yeah, it'll be really nice, especially when you and me can look back on these videos and see all the progress we made, like where we started and we didn't have anything, and then by the end, in the little baby steps, we reached our end goal. So I'll see you guys tomorrow, and thank you for tuning in. Bye bye.